Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Cam. We've got a new Wes Anderson movie coming to theaters very soon. And so, with that in mind, it's time to do something that I've wanted to do on this channel for a very long time, a long form Wes Anderson series. This is officially the start of the road to Asteroid City. Now, just a brief programming note. My road to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is still going on. It will still be going. However, I'm starting this now because starting with this review and leading up to Asteroid City, I will have covered every one of Wes Anderson's movies. So the timing actually works out quite well. So two concurrent series going on, but a lot of content coming your guys' way. So that ain't a bad thing. So with that in mind, it's time now to start on the road to Asteroid City, starting off with Wes Anderson's very first film.
Excuse me, are the explosives really necessary?
Bottle Rocket. This was released in 1996, and it starred Luke Wilson, Owen Wilson, and Robert Musgrave. And it tells the story of three friends who basically want to become criminals and plan a heist, only for the heist to backfire hilariously. The idea for this film came about because Wes Anderson created a short film called Bottle Rocket, and this is basically the feature-length version of that short. It got a lot of play at festivals, and so he got funding to make this into a much bigger thing, and so that's how we got the Bottle Rocket, the 90-minute version. He made fast friends with the Wilson brothers of Luke and Owen. It's actually Owen's very first film. And the funding for this film came from acclaimed director and series creator James L. Brooks. He had a hand in creating TV shows like The Mary Tyler Moore Show and The Simpsons, while also directing films such as Broadcast News. Kind of similar to M. Night Shyamalan in that people think Rushmore was Wes Anderson's first movie. It's a kind of similar vibe with Bottle Rocket, because I was under the impression that Rushmore was Anderson's first film, but it wasn't. It was actually his second. So going into this movie, I was completely blind. And now that I have seen it, it's not my favorite Wes Anderson movie, but what you definitely take away from it is that Wes Anderson had his own idea on what he wanted his movies to be from the very beginning. He found a style and he stuck with it. Now, this would not be as over-exaggerated or as symmetrical as what his other films would be. The pieces of the puzzle were on the table, they just were not arranged properly. First and foremost, the movie actually looks pretty nice. On a small budget, cinematographer Robert Yeoman made the movie look really, really good. It was actually shot on location in West Texas, and it really showed. It looked pretty nice for a small crime movie. Bit of a side note, Robert Yeoman basically shoots every one of Anderson's movies except for his stop-motion animated ones. The acting is mostly solid across the board. The Wilson twin, or not the Wilson twins, but the Wilson brothers are both good, though I think my favorite of the bunch is honestly Luke Wilson, because he had the most going for him plot-wise in the movie. Owen is definitely the mastermind of the heist, but we sympathize more with Luke. It was actually, in the first scene of the movie, he actually is trying to escape from a self-imposed stint in some kind of a mental facility. So there was definitely, all the plot elements definitely rested with Luke Wilson, and he did a good job. The overwhelming sense that I got from watching this movie is just how loose the movie kind of feels narratively. I feel like this feels like the plot of a short film stretched out for 90 minutes. I feel like Wes Anderson watched Fargo for the first time and wanted to do something similar to that. And I feel like making this movie 90 minutes, even that feels long. I don't think there's honestly enough material for it. Lead up to this heist, there's a lot of things involving a romance between Luke Wilson's character and a maid at the hotel they're staying at, and just things that struggle to find relevancy, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, technically wise, for a director's first film, it's actually pretty solid. I am going to give this a good rating. Definitely not Anderson's best, but like I said in the intro, this definitely feels like Anderson had an idea of what his movies wanted to look like and was just leaning more into that. And to have an idea of what he wanted definitely shows that this director really had a bit of a decisiveness about his films. Even though this one was just kind of there for me, I still admire just the ideas and what he tried to accomplish. I think this is a movie that I can definitely put in the pile that I call I respect it more than I like it. But while this movie was received well critically, financially, it kind of tanked, so much so that Owen Wilson nearly quit acting, which would have robbed us of clips such as,
These carvings are really creepy.
but Wilson was talked out of going into the Marines by Wes Anderson himself, and Wilson, along with Anderson, wrote a screenplay for a movie called Rushmore, which is coming up next on the road to Asteroid City. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe to the channel and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I'll see you in the next one.